can get through anything, okay? And at that moment, I knew my life would change forever. Hello, how you doing? Yes. Can we all just stand up really quick because we've been sitting for a minute? Can we all stand up, move our legs around? I am Tina. Otherwise...
Meet Tina, stars Tina Wilson, a beacon of hope and transformation for women over 40. As a licensed life and health coach, Tina specializes in empowering those who have faced life's toughest challenges.
The edge of their seat. So when someone says, Tina, how did you do? I'm going to say, I had it at the edge of their seat.
Drawing from her personal triumphs over tragedy, Tina guides women on a transformative journey. Her unique approach is grounded in the 5 pillars of transformation: mindset, heart set, nutrition, fitness, and resilience. Tina's mind, body, and soul awakening program isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Through her online fitness boutique studio, she merges physical well-being with emotional growth. As an international motivational speaker, Tina's voice resonates across continents. She inspires and educates through her podcast, her dynamic presence on platforms like Clubhouse and Toastmasters International, and her compelling storytelling. Celebrating her latest achievement, the publication of her first book, No More Traumedy, Tina continues to leave a lasting mark in the art of transformation.
I said I need to make a book for anyone who's had some type of trauma or tragedy, because there's no playlist. People don't like to talk about it. Remember, I was with my coach and I'm like, well, this person's got a cool thing. They do motivation. They do finances. I talk about traumedies. That's not cute. He's like, Tina, you make traumedies look good.
Yeah. Stars Tina Wilson, transforming lives by overcoming one traumedy at a time.
There, I see Faber, I see Patty. Good morning. I am Tina, and today it's all about that vision board and manifestation. I like to do highlights of the weekend. Whoa, I see some new faces in here. I see Chris, I see Lewis, I see Patrice, I see Terry. I like to scroll all the way down to the bottom. I see some red tickets. I see some pink, red, tomato red, whatever color you want to call it, in this Clubhouse building. I see some pink tickets, which means you haven't joined our family. Join our family, because when you come here to Breakfast with Champions family, you're going to get all the love, all the motivation, right? Motivation is contagious, whether you knew it or not. It's contagious. Motivation is great. I get motivated. I taught a spin class this morning. It was so much fun. It was motivating, right? You get motivated when you go to the gym. You get motivated when you watch videos. But what happens when those videos are gone? Can anyone tell me what happens? Unmic, who can tell me what happens when you leave that gym? Anyone have an idea? Nobody? Maybe no one's listening to me. Let me tell you what happens to some people. I hear it on mic. Go ahead.
The motivation starts to slowly disappear.
Who said that? Who's talking?
I did, Leslie.
Leslie, it starts to disappear. What is something that and I'm going to get that next person unmiked. Leslie, what are some things that motivate you, and then when it's gone, it disappears? Can you share?
What are some things that motivate me and it's gone? I can tell you, like, sometimes in the evening I'm on high energy, but I'm getting up at 4:30. I'm gonna get on that Peloton.
Okay.
And at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, I am still under them covers. So I was motivated the night before, but when the time actually comes around, man, me and them covers is having a serious relationship.
I love it. Yeah. Who else?
That's an example.
Thank you. I heard someone else on mic. Who else was sharing a time they get motivated, but then when that thing is gone, the motivation leaves? Who was that?
It was your mother.
What were you saying? Good morning, Mommy.
I was just going to, morning, everyone. Morning, T. I was just going to say basically what she said. It's gone. That motivation is gone. It's like it just disappeared.
Yes, thank you. And Breakfast with Champions can be that for some people, me as well. So that's why we have to dig a little bit deeper, guys. Besides the motivation, we got to go for that inspiration, right? What inspires you? And I like to go even deeper with the inspiration. What is your why, right? If your why has to be so big, it makes you want to cry, right? Your why has to be so big. Leslie, who just spoke, it makes you jump out of bed, right? If anyone here has ever heard of Eric Thomas, he's like, you just jump out of bed with excitement. It's like, I don't want to be in bed. I gotta go. If what sparks your energy, if it doesn't excite you, guess what? You're gonna stay in that bed. So we have the motivation, the inspiration. I want to hear from a couple people. What are some things that inspire you to jump out of bed? Let me tell you guys right now. Breakfast with Champions, teaching my spin classes or fitness classes in the morning. Those are things that motivate me to jump out of bed, to push harder. Anyone want to share? And it doesn't have to be jumping out of bed, because maybe you're not a jump out of bed kind of person, but something that motivates you to go to work. I hear someone on mic and go.
Hi, Star Tina. This is Patrice from Portland, Oregon.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. What excites me the most is to be able to jump out of bed and do it at 3 o'clock in the morning while the world is still asleep. While I'm getting my dad, he always taught us he would wake us up early in the morning.
Really?
All 7 of us kids. He would wake us up, and he would say, "Okay, now get to work." He said, "Wake up early. Get up early while the world is still asleep and stay ahead in life." And so my greatest motivation is to be able to get up and say, I'm breathing again, and then taking care of my children. That's what excites me the most, to be able to build curriculum and extracurricular activities for them at home and setting the foundation, because I'm their first teacher. So thank you.
Yes, guys, I'm sorry. I do have a plan. I always have a plan when I come into the space, but it's people like Patrice that just say, hold up, wait a minute, pause. And we have to hold up, wait a minute, and pause, because she said she gets up at 3. Patrice, when I first started, Glenn would say he would get up at like 3:20 or 3:40 one of the times. I don't know. And it motivated me to get up, right? But like she said, for our children, I go to the gym in the mornings, and I see some children in the gym with their parents. I saw this kid today. He must have been like 8. His brother had to be like 13, and the dad was there. They're pushing the sled. Another kid's lifting weights. Like, you got to start with your children, right? Whitney Houston has the song, "The children are our future, our children. I believe the children are the future. Teach them well." And I'm not going to keep singing because I'm going to like get you guys gone. Yes. Show them all the beauty they possess. And so, like Patrice said, right? You got to get the kids up in the morning. And that's the best time, because the world is still sleeping. I got to tell you guys, people here in Florida, they get up kind of early because the roads are busy in the morning. So get up a little bit earlier, right? An hour earlier. I can keep going, but I'm going to pause. Thank you so much for that, Patrice. Getting up early is a game changer. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you're sick and tired of getting the same stupid, silly results, you can't lose the weight, you can't find the husband, you can't get the job, you can't save the money, wake up a little bit earlier. I can guarantee it's going to make a difference. It's going to make a difference in your energy, right? People say all the time, well, I'm tired. I can't get up. Well, get up and you're going to find the energy. Okay, so we have the motivation, the inspiration. What else are you getting in this community? Breakfast with Champions, the education. I don't know about you. I liked school, but I didn't love school. And when I first came onto this Clubhouse app, I felt like I was in school again. I felt like I was in college. I legit had a notebook every session, writing. And it would be so many people on stage and in the room, you couldn't even get on stage. And when you did, you had to have your question, boom, bada, bat, bat, boom, right there. And I say that to say, this space is filled with so much education when it comes to your fitness, your finances, your career, your relationship, your religion, whatever it is. I am an expert when it comes to fitness, right? I'm a fitness professional. I specialize working with women that are over 40, that are over 50, that are hit that perimenopause or that menopause or whatever. We can dial even deeper to all the things that I do, which is so many, but I'm only focusing these days on that fitness train. Why? Because when you focus on one thing, you can accomplish so many things. And I've gotten so many results with this. Now, a little layer underneath of that for my why is the trauma, because I believe that everybody has gone through a trauma, right? I know it's not sexy. I know it's not cute to talk about. Welcome to the building, Renee. But a lot of things start from there, right? And if you notice, I put a link at the top. Last year went so quickly. And 2026, we're here. I don't know about you, but it's like, what? We're here already. And I'm really into vision boards, manifestation, law of attraction. We've been talking about that for the past few weeks. And the end of this month, I'm doing the second part of a 2-part series of our vision board experience, right? And I like to say more than just a vision board, but a getting ready, setting yourself up for success. There's an amazing book called The 12-Week Year. If you've never read it or Googled it or listened to it, I suggest you do, because again, another game changer, because a lot of people will have 1 or 2 goals for the year, right? It's like, okay, this year I want to do a podcast. This year I want to start the business. This year I want to save $10,000, whatever. And you give yourself all of that time to do it. But my friends, if you break it up into sections, say, for example, quarters, right? So Q1, I'm going to start a podcast. Q2, I'm going to start my business. Q3, I'm going to speak at an event, whatever it is. It gives you little micro goals to work towards, and you can laser focus on them even more. Before I continue, anyone want to chime in on what I've said so far? If you agree, if you disagree. I see Dr. Franklin coming up. Just unmic. And while I'm talking, guys, if you want to talk, just open the mic and talk. I mean, if it's something crazy, don't open your mic. But unmic, share if you want to add on to what I put on there so far. All right, so it's time to rockety roll it, crew. So today I mentioned the weekend, right? The weekend. I had an amazing weekend. And when we talk about manifestation, when we talk about doing scary, hard things, I don't know if anyone here has been on my Instagram lately, but if you have, you notice that I have an amazing daughter. My daughter lives in California. And as I told you, I'm a fitness professional. This is what I do. This is my jam. And I'm just so proud of my little mama. There is a TV show. It just premiered last week. It's called Trainer Games. It's on Amazon Prime. And it's one of those reality shows that are like Survivor. I don't know if you've ever seen Survivor. It's one of those. It's actually produced by the same people. And my daughter is one of the contestants on it. So I went to LA this past weekend for a premiere party that she had, because the show premiered last week. And the funniest thing is, when she went for the audition, I used to have a modeling company back in the day. So she used to model, dance, act, all that stuff. So when she went for the audition, she thought it was like America's Next Top Model for fitness, right? Yes, she knew it was for fitness professionals. Yes, she knew it was like all that sort of stuff, but she's a professional dancer. So when she went there, she's like, hey, and then she found out it was like a Hunger Games / Survivor crazy sort of thing. And the wild thing is, I'm so proud of her. She did not quit, right? Because the people that you surround yourself with, they are going to strengthen you. You ever hear like lock your arms with champions or lock your arms with the chain? You know, you're only as strong as your weakest link, right? And the thing that I love about this show, it's actually called Trainer Games, and there's 10 contestants. Now, my daughter is a professional dancer. She actually she's a retired professional dancer, and she does yoga, Pilates, all that sort of stuff. Then you have other contestants who have been in the Olympics, have done triathlons, have done Ironmans, all sorts of things. You're like amazingly wonderful people. They ship them off to Africa. Welcome to the stage, Gail. And long story short, there were times, because she called me as much as she could, where she felt very challenged and like, am I supposed to be here? Am I, in the right area? Am I doing this? And it felt really, really good to empower her, to remind her who she is, not only who she is, but who she is. And sometimes in life, we forget who we are and what we can do, right? We can do really, really, really big, hard, scary things if we just focus on those things. So today I do have a couple points I want to go through, but before we do, has anyone seen the show, heard of the show, know anything what I'm talking about? I want to share their thoughts on quitting or pushing through hard times. I would love to know or hear from you.
No, but I did see her Instagram.
And I did, as soon as you said, she thought it was like the next America's Next Top Model trainer. No, you know what I mean.
Right.
Oh, that is not the impression. Where is this going? Because I was like, oh, she was like dragging a boat or something. I can't remember, but it was like something. But I also saw the party, and congratulations to her for, we're going to hear more of the story, I'm sure, through these lessons. But yeah, that is awesome.
Yes. Anyone else seen the show or heard the show yet?
Me.
Who is that?
Trisha.
Hey, Trisha girl, how's hubby doing?
He's doing amazing.
You know I always got to ask about your husband.
Getting ready for work.
Nice. Tell me your thoughts about the show. Did you get to watch it?
So far, I've just seen the sneak peek clips and things like that, but it looks incredible.
Yes. So it's all about teamwork, right? And that's what today's topic's going with. Not relying, but trusting. That's what it is right there. Trusting the team and the people that are in your circle, because you're going to get obstacles in life that you think you can't handle, right? One of the the first obstacle they had to do was they had to pick a team captain. And the main thing they said was pick a captain that you can trust. Right? They had to pick 2 team captains. And it makes me think of when Glenn left Breakfast with Champions. He turned the boat over to Ramon. He trusted Ramon. And Ramon ran the boat. He ran it hard. He ran it good, right? And then Ramon was like, okay, it's time to go on to the next battle or the next adventure. And he trusted Mary Lynn to lead the boat. And she is doing a phenomenal job. Right. And I say that because it's a part of her. We're all a part of this boat right here, just pushing through. Trisha or Mary Lynn, I'm not sure if either one of you are available, but I would love if you guys could share for those people that don't know. I know we're on this 800% Club initiative. If you could share a little bit deeper in that, because I love how we stay rooted in our foundation of who we are, right? With Glenn. Either one of you, if you can unmic and talk to us about the 800%.
I would love to, if Trisha, I know she would probably love to too, but I'm very passionate about it. So if you can see my hat, it says 800%. So Glenn had 800% automotive. I won't go through the whole story, right? He learned a lot of things in 800% automotive. It's living each pillar of life at 100%. How can you do that? Well, there's checks and balances, and it's faith, family, fitness, friends, finance, career, mental health, education, and education/personal development. So you have these 8 pillars. We have a Facebook group, which I can drop in the chat. But he learned all these things through 800% automotive. Where did 800% come from, really? Glenn grew a dealership 800%. So it's ingrained in him too. So we're focusing on these pillars of life. We're adding it to the motivation, education, inspiration, another layer to dig deeper. We are doing the morning book together. We're doing the planner together. Not everybody, but a lot of us, if you're interested, you can go to the Facebook page. You can join the app. There's an app for that. And I hope that helps, Tina, without going too much further, but 800%.life. And we're doing the 8 pillars together as a community.
I love it. Yes. And again, as a community, when you do things, it just makes it so much better, right? Okay, so point number 1 of today is manifestation requires maintenance, right? Maintenance. What is maintenance? Maintenance for me looks like consistency. Maintenance for me looks like showing up during hard times, showing up when you don't feel like it, showing up when you're tired, right? If you want to get things done, if you want to get that 800% pushing through it. I love how it's 8. It's not 100. It's not 2. It's 800, right? Why not just go 800%? Giving your all. And think about something that you've achieved. And it's like, wow, how did I do that, right? So when it comes to vision boards, when it comes to law of attraction, you have to feel it, right? You have to embrace it. And something that I can share for me that I manifested, and it just kind of came, and Dragon talked about this a little bit in his segment when he was saying, the faith, right? I always talk about faith it till you make it. You have to believe in yourself, first of all. If you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you, right? I manifested where I am right now in my life. scary doing it. You know, I'm right now in my studio here in Tampa. And it's like, I still whoa. I still can't believe I have a space where we have our fitness classes where I get to empower women, right? And it just gets bigger and bigger. And what was I doing that? This is going to sound real crazy. I love YouTube. I don't know if anyone here loves YouTube. But yesterday I was watching one of those videos, and you ever see the videos and they talk about the old TV shows? Like, oh, when you were watching Good Times, did you know that blah, 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 blah. And I was watching one, and it was talking about the TV show, The Jeffersons. And it was telling a little bit about each actor, like their journey. For example, one of the actors got their role when they were 58 years old. They got their first breakthrough at 58 years old. And I was like, wow, you know, to actually start something at 58. I was like, girl, you're just 53. You can do anything you want, right? And I decided for myself, because there's many things that I've always wanted to do, but it's like, oh, I'm too old. Oh, it's too this. You're never too old for anything, right? So I decided yesterday, I'm going to start reaching out to people and give them that extra light. Because when I had my modeling studio, my thing was, I wanted children to be children. I wanted children to really express and do what they want. That's why I think my children did so many great things, because I never limited them, right? I never said, you have to go to school, you have to do this, I wanted them to be the best versions of yourself. And I think as we get older as adults, we forget about that little child that said, I want to be Superwoman. I want to be Superman, right? Yeah, you physically can't, but you can, right? So if you say you want to be a dancer, I don't know about you guys, but if I ever see, like, I love tap dancing, and I got to get my tap shoes out of storage. My girl Renee bought me some tap shoes. I love tap, right? And I see these videos of like tap dancers just like going in. I'm like, girl, you got to find a studio. So if there's something burning in your heart that you've always wanted to do, I don't care how scary, how stupid, how silly it is, do it. Why not? Right? So that's what I got from the Jefferson's Good Time video that I saw, is you don't have to worry about your age. So with that being said, is there anyone who thinks about what they need to do to keep the maintenance going on in their life, their consistency when it comes to manifesting your dreams or your goals? I would love to hear some things you do, because I always grow from everybody.
Well, what I have,
I see health, and then I see Renee, and then health. Go ahead.
I have learned through, especially watching Dee on these trainer games, that quitting is not an option. So I just stay consistent. I never look at what I'm doing, even when it's hard things, as a punishment or something that I dread doing. I embrace the challenges, just like she has done. And I realized also through watching her that we're not only setting the bar for ourselves, but we're setting the example of people who are also out there like us, wondering if they can truly do it.
Thank you. Health Wells. Mute yourself, Renee. Can someone mute her? All right, go ahead. I muted her. You're up, Health. My girl, Health Wells. Woo!
No, I'm saying I can't anymore. Like, my background is too loud now. That's why I'm trying to pop in really quick. So that's okay. Back to you.
No worries. Anyone else want to share their thoughts on maintenance, on how they stay consistent with the things that they do in life?
Yes.
Who is that? Say your name. Where are you from?
Favor. Houston.
Hi, Favor. Did you guys know Favor was the first person's podcast I ever went on? I was so geeked out. Go ahead, share with us.
Appreciate you, Tina. Mm-hmm. And this is a great question. Good morning, everyone. I will say that this year for me, I've decided. That's the word. Decided.
I love that word, decided. Do you know decide means to cut, to say, I'm doing this? I love it. What did you decide, Favor? Talk to us. Tell us.
I decided that I wouldn't be having New Year resolutions. I'll be having New Year intentions.
Ooh.
And that changes everything for me, because if you're not intentional about anything, you can be radical about anything either. So I am intentional about making decisions that will benefit the people that I'm connected to, and not just using myself as an extension, but also getting people connected to where they need to go through my help in any way possible. So that's the decision I've made. And it's been exciting to see that, throughout this month already, a lot of things have already happened because of that intention. And making sure you're making those things intentional, because you can set the intention and forget the intent.
Yes.
But you have to keep that intention in mind so that you can set the intention and set the day before the day takes over you. So you got to take over the day before it takes over you, and you got to declare it, spiritually before physically. And those are the things I usually do to make sure I can have that affirmation for my day. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Before you go, hold on a second. And this goes for anyone else in the room, because I've been talking about vision boards, manifestations for about a month now. Is there anything that's happened for you in this year already? And we're what day? It's like we're 2 weeks in, right? In the current 2 weeks, is anything that you set out to achieve, you've achieved already in regards to your goals?
Yes.
Talk to me.
I said I'm going to make a couple of trips. I've already traveled this year so far. I was just in Atlanta last week. I'm going to be in Creative Con next month.
Nice.
And I'm going to have other trips that I have planned out for the year. And also professionally, I've been able to sit back and realign the things that I want to do for my business and also for the people that I'm helping. And it's been very successful because the feedback has been immense, and it's allowed me to connect to people all over the world, to a point where I met somebody in Lithuania last week, and we're discussing about some really great things. So I'm intentional about it, and I love the feedback I'm getting because it's positive and it's also constructive too.
I love that. A word that popped out for me when he was talking, family and friends, was he said realign. Because sometimes we may have things said, okay, this is what we want to do, but it doesn't go the way you want. It may not go with the flow. So you have to realign with what you want to do. Also, you talked about events, right? Going to different events is so very important. When it comes to vision boards and manifestation and things you want, you have to have a plan. And if you want more insights, you can go over to my YouTube channel. I have so many videos on YouTube about vision boards and playlists. So go over there, subscribe to that. But when you have those plans, it really helps you. Anyone else in this second week of 2026, have you achieved some goals or things that you set forth for yourself? I would love to hear if you can. If so, on mic. Otherwise, go ahead.
I'll speak up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so my wife started a cleaning business last year. One of the goals was to land not necessarily a Fortune 500 company, but a legit company. And Bob's Furniture does about $2 billion in revenue a year.
Oh, yes.
And didn't know that, but she got a contract in Lansing. So that's a blessing there. And then I've been talking about launching a work skill program off and on for about 2 or 3 years. And I'm launching the Institute of Artificial Intelligence and Technology here on March 1st. And Focus Hope, which is a civil rights organization here in Detroit, has had work skill programs since 1985. They're backing my program for artificial intelligence since they don't have one for their IT certifying body. And then Lawrence Tech, I'm an adjunct professor there. And once I've refined the curriculum with a partner in Toronto, Canada, we're going to proceed. God's good.
I love that. Congratulations to your wife. Congratulations on you. I do have a question for you. Who are you guys surrounding yourselves with as a couple, as business partners, as entrepreneurs? Because I find it's very important the people you surround yourself with. Are you besides Breakfast with Champions, are you a part of any other communities or master classes or anything like that?
Yeah, so in Detroit, I mainly partner with, not even partner, but Global Empowerment. It's similar to how my wife and I got products into Meijer stores, market penetration within commercial retailer. They teach how to leverage women-owned, veteran-owned, and minority-owned business to get that certification, and then speak with the corporate buyer to get a product that's consumable into position to sell. And so that's a community there.
Are they only in your community, or are they all over the United States?
That's a good point. No, they are 100% in Metro Detroit. Most of my network is relative to them is inside of Metro Detroit and or Metro Kalamazoo in Michigan.
Well, that's cool. I was asking because I'm sure there's other people on the stage who, you know, have products that they would want. So guys, from that, I want to say, look at the people who are around you right now in this space. Just because we're on this app, you can grow businesses, you can grow friendships, relationships. The person above, below you. I see Doctor there. I love her freaking smile. I got to snap on her face. Dr. E.P. McKnight. Beautiful, right? I see Gail. I see Chris. I see Terry, Laura. Look at the people. Go to their Instagram. See what they do. It looks like Dr. Franklin Marshall wants to come up on the stage. Dr. Franklin Marshall. What are you learning about today? He says it's unable. It's already, user has already been invited. Okay. I see you had your hand up, so I put you up there. Yes. So speak to the person above, below, to the side of you, and go into their Instagram. Say, hey, we were in the same room together. You're unmuted, Renee. She is just having a ball today with that mute button. Okay, guys. So point number 2, if you're just coming into this space, I am Tina. And today we're going deep into manifestation, visualization, and trainer games. I mentioned earlier, my daughter's in this show and I'm learning so much, right? And when it comes to doing hard things, when it comes to challenges, if you're an entrepreneur, you definitely know what it's like to have a challenge. The second tip that I want to give you today is energy matches outcome. Whatever you put into something is what you're going to get out of something. If you're wondering like, man, why isn't my business moving forward? Why do my relationships suck? Why am I not getting rid of this excess weight? Well, what energy are you putting into the things that you want in your life? Are you putting positive energy? Are you putting good energy? And I'm going to give you an example. I was in LA, like I told you, and my daughter and I was going to go running. And I'm an early person, right? I'm that 5, 6, 7 latest in the morning working out type of person. And if you didn't know, LA is a 3-hour time difference. I live in Florida. LA is 3 hours behind us. So we had her event on Saturday, and Sunday I was like, let's go for a run. And I said, okay, I'll be to your house at 7:30. Now 7:30, it's already 10:30 my time. So that's already late for me. I text her at 7:30. I'm on my way. She's like, no, give me another hour. I'm like, get up. So long story short, we did not start our run until 10 o'clock LA time, which in my time, 11, 12, that's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock my time. And the goal was to do 6 or 7 miles, one of the two. And at this point, my mind is like, girl, it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, you do not run 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're running and she's like, come on, pick it up. And I wanted so badly to say, I do not like running in the afternoon. Like I wanted to say it so bad. I'm like, do not do it, Tina. Do not do it. Do not do it. Do not. That is negative. So in my mind, I switched, right? Sometimes you got to smack your fingers to wake you up, give a switch. I don't know. You got to do something, but I went switch. And I said, I love exercising in the morning, right? I didn't say I didn't like exercising in the afternoon. That's what I was feeling. I said, I like exercising in the morning. I reframed it. And in life, we have to do that click, click, boom, change when something hard comes, when something we don't want to do or hear or say. Do you understand? Is anyone vibing with me? Yes, no, maybe so. Let me see in the chat. Let me see if we got any notes happening in the chat. So energy matches outcome. So talk to me, someone. When has your energy matched something? Please make sure you have information in your bio so we may get to know you better. When starting to speak, ask people to check out their neighbor. It means to look at their bio. Yes. If there isn't any information, how do we know who you are? I love that, Trisha. With that being said, I'm going to do a check because I like Dr. E.P. McKnight's photo. Does she not have a bio, Trisha? Am I in the right spot? Or maybe not. Let me see. When you click on the person's face, yeah, the bio's underneath. Yes, Trisha. I probably have to update my bio. I'm a trauma global energy coach who will guide you. Okay. I like that, Trisha. Trisha's saying if you don't have a bio, guys, get a bio. Why is this important? Because it lets people know who you are. For example, if you click on favorite, it says SEO Maven, digital marketing consultant, right? It's got his links, his podcast, his Pinterest, all those wonderful things. You come into the space for a reason, right? We see Patty in the building. Patty, founder, CEO, Miss You Graham. I am a grief recovery consultant who helps transform grief into lifelong legacy. See, Patty, I never even knew that. I guide individuals and organizations worldwide in leveraging mourning into a life to be remembered. I love that. Alongside offering memorial merchandise such as tumblers. Wow, Patty. Tumblers, apparel, and the book I authored. And she wrote a book. I also run a free public service app designed for honoring those who have passed away in a respectful, supportive space. Wow. Let me tell you guys, I talk to Patty all the time. I love her energy. I love her voice. I've never read her bio. So thank you, Trisha, for putting that in there. It's very important that we put our bios in there. Energy transfers. Anyone want to talk about energy and outcome? If so, go for it.
But you just brought to mind, remember the energy?
I heard Patty and then another person. Go ahead, Patty.
No, I forgot who it was. Oh gosh. He's
David, David is his first name. What's his last name? I forgot. Starts with an S. David. But yeah, he's the energy vampire.
Go ahead, Patty.
No, I just wanted to refer to that. You're talking about like the energy exchange. Like he used to like come on here and teach about like, beware of those energy vampires. And we all know them.
I'm looking him up. This man.
Yes, there's people.
Strauss.
That's it.
Yes. There's people, there's places, there's things that are going to suck your energy, especially if you have great energy. That's why it's very super important to have boundaries in your area when it comes to your time. Time is the most precious thing in the world, right? You don't have to talk to everybody. You don't have to answer your phone. No is a complete sentence. Someone else unmiked. Who was that? Go for it.
It's David Baker.
Hi, David Baker. David Baker, where are you from? Talk to me, David.
Yeah, well, grew up in Portland, Oregon, but I claim Metro Detroit.
Okay.
I mean, what up, though? But anyway,
what up, though?
We talk about energy vampires, and this is the thing. My grandfather's 106, and he's living in Dearborn right now.
Shut the front door. Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Interviewed and hired by Henry Ford himself, David Robinson Sr.
Wow.
Anyway, so my grandfather, he never allowed people to transfer negative energy to him, right? So if you have a problem, you have a disagreement, he lets you state your position, then he states his position, and then he moves on. You know what I mean? So
okay, I have to stop you right there because I tend to have no filter sometimes. And it's challenging for me to, in a nice way, stop people from dumping on me and telling me they're crap. I'll be like, okay, is there a nice way to do it? How did he do it? Talk to me.
Well, with me, I think he used the sandwich method with me, and not necessarily that I'm coming with negative energy, but I was working in a machinist environment, so there's coolant, and I'm sitting on a bus coming home, not smelling the best. So let's keep it real. So then he's like, "Well, David, how was your day?" It was pretty good. But I need for you to take a shower before you sit down and eat. So very direct, right? I use a sandwich method to handle conflict. If I have things that are going on and people want to talk me to death, and I've been working on brevity myself, I start off with a positive. I deal with the conflict in the middle, the same tone, and then I close with a positive, and then I move on about my business.
Oh, it takes so much time, but you're right. Keep going.
Yeah, so my example of energy was I literally went to Lawrence Tech, probably it's a private institution in south of Michigan. I went there last week, and I'm just talking to my previous professor for math, and he's a dean of the manufacturing engineering technology now. And so he was preparing me for a conversation with the dean of the College of Business and IT, and I didn't even know it. But because I've learned from mentors and just people in general that we're all human beings, right? So you talk to any and everybody, and you say, "Hi, how you doing? How's your day?" Manners cost you nothing in this life. And so then I finished talking to my old academic advisor, who's the director of College of Business and IT, and I went to get a coffee and head about my business. And the gentleman walks in. I just start talking to him. How you doing? How's life? Happy New Year. And then we're just talking, and then it starts to shift into almost like an interview. And so then I give him the information, and I'm talking smack a little bit. Yeah, my name's on the wall out there. This guy's a dean. I don't even know he's a dean, but it turns out that he was interested in, and because Dr. Sabah Abro had prepared me, I understood when he made the statement that, hey, David, is your institute, is it focused on, number one, he went to Focus Hope and got his IT certificate there for C++. So we had a connection in that way. And then he said, are you targeting high schoolers? Because the future, the expectation is that people don't just have a work skill certificate, is what's being communicated to me, at least on the college level. They need to have a degree, an associate degree at a minimum that's associated with technology for them to get these basic entry-level jobs. And so I answered the question the correct way. And then as he's leaving, I said, sir, in sales, you win when you know the answer to the problem going into the conversation. And that may have seemed a little bit too much, but at the end of the day, he didn't know me, I didn't know him, and then it ended in him asking me, once I put together this curriculum, to come back to him, and they would be willing to see how they're going to incorporate that into what they have an accountability for, which is creating curriculum that fits within a baccalaureate program at the high school level.
I love that.
That's because I had positive energy.
I love it.
Winergy.
I love it. Winergy. Ooh, I like that. I'm taking that. I don't know if you said that by accident or if that's a word you say. Winergy. You got to have that energy so you win. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. No matter what obstacle, no matter what problem, no matter the situation, right? You have to have that mindset and you're always going to win. If you're just tapping in, I am Tina, life and health coach. Fitness is my thing. Today, we're talking about winning. We're talking about having those tough times in your life, right? Theme from Trainer Games, a show that's on Amazon Prime that my daughter is one of the contestants in. Tomorrow is Thursday. Yes. Tomorrow is going to be episode number 3. I cannot wait to watch it. I'll probably watch it midnight tonight because that's when it drops. And I'm connecting all of this with our dreams of things that we want and not quitting in life. If you're just tuning in, the first tip I gave for today was manifestation requires maintenance. It requires consistency, showing up. The second tip I gave was energy matches your outcome. What you put into something is what you're going to get out of it. And the last tip I want to talk about today is don't stop at the dip, DIP. Every setback, right, is a switchback on the mountain. We all want to get to the mountain, but you have to push a little bit harder, right? Breakfast with Champions, we are tapping in this month to the book called The Mountain Is You. I have not started reading it yet. I did do some research on it though. The Mountain Is You is all about realizing the mountain, right? And we all have peaks, we have valleys, we have lows, we have highs. That's what life is about. Right? And if you think you're going to be happy and joyous every single second of the day, I hate to tell you, my friend, that does not exist for anybody, right? And the other day I was talking to a friend of mine and I said, sometimes it scares me when I'm so excited and so happy and things are going so good because my highs are so freaking high and my lows tend to match them. And sometimes I feel I have to go low to reach that high and it just kind of balances itself out. And I do like that middle ground there. So this particular book, The Mountain Is You, blocking your breakthrough is usually your own fears. What fears do you have? Right? You may have fear of being successful because you think when you're successful, you're not going to have the same friends. Or if you're successful, you're not going to fit in. You're not going to feel comfy. You may fear losing weight, right? I had a client once, she told me she didn't want to lose weight because she thought if she lost weight, she would lose me as a coach. I'm like, girl, do the work, right? Think your fears. But fear is simply false evidence appearing real. We hear that all the time, right? It's not real. And another thing I like to say, is it a feeling or is it a fact? You may feel all these things. And I'm the biggest feeler, guys. Oh my gosh. I just feel. I can't hide my feelings. But is it true? right? We say these stories in our head. The breakthrough is usually in patterns. What patterns are you doing? If you notice you're doing this, getting the same results, it's like, man, what happened? Why am I here? Look back at the past things you've done. And if you're doing the same thing, guess what? You're going to get the same results. Insanity. Who knows? Unmic, because I know I got a smart bunch in here. What does insanity mean? Somebody help me out. Unmic, what does insanity mean? Go.
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yes. And you know what? I'm going to turn that around to keep doing the things that work, getting the great results. That is one of the reasons why I love Breakfast with Champions. If you're watching me right now and you're looking for a community that you can be a part of, but you're like, I don't know, get on Clubhouse. You're like, hey, what is a Clubhouse? You might say Clubhouse is still around. Yes, Clubhouse is still around. And Mary Lynn is leading an amazing group, Breakfast with Champions. Come in here and join the pattern. Also, what stories are you telling yourself? In this book, The Mountain Is You, breaking through the past stories, right? And once you face these problems, crew, you're going to love who you are. Embrace them with love. Forget about the shame. You're going to unlock everything that you need in your life. So don't stop at the dip. What am I talking about right here? When you have that situation, push through it. You may not understand, why am I going through this, right? You may not understand why God put you in a certain place. And I always say, it may not be for you, right? You may be getting set up to help to someone else, to show someone else your journey. Because I don't know about you, but when I see other people's journey, it really inspires me. It's like, wow, if that person can do it, I can do it. And listening to, I'm going back to my Clubhouse room right here. I think he said his name was, it says Mega on here. David. Listening to David.
I'm sorry, David Baker.
Yes,
Sorry.
David Baker. No, it's fine. It just says Mega there. So I'm like, who is Mega? Maybe.
Yeah, make education greater, America.
Gotcha. Listening to David and the story of him and his wife, it's like, wow. Guys, he said, tell us what your wife did again, because that's goals. What does she do? This is amazing.
Oh no, my wife's awesome. She might be a little mad at me right now, but anyway. So my wife's a children's book author. Her and her mother wrote Josie's Bedazzled Shoes.
Let's stop right there. Why did she, and this is going to help some people, why did she decide to write a book with her mother?
Well, her mother is really a talented and gifted author, and she had talked to her mother for years about writing a book, and she just didn't have a passion for it. She would write her own poetry, and
your wife or your mother you're talking about would write different things.
Yeah, and then my stepfather passed, and we had the second child after Mr. Miles had passed, and so then she approached her mother again because my wife had started a business for our kids called Brown Boy Brown Girl, and they were just learning about entrepreneurship, and after that Trayvon Martin incident, and she had a son, and so then she had a son, my son too, right? But anyway, so long story short, that was motivation enough for them to collaborate, write a book. And during that process, my wife learned about, because she had the ability to, God had blessed me with a couple promotions, so she was able to focus on the children and sacrifice, because she was a working professional as well. She was a lobbyist, and she had way more ability to make income than I did, but she made the sacrifice, stayed at home, tried a few businesses, started with greeting cards, and then migrated into this Brown Boy Brown Girl, which is basically what we're about, normalizing multicultural books and products in the U.S. and the world. And there you go. She wrote a book, turned it into an indie publishing company, and learned about that through just the process of going through it, learning about Amazon, seeing how they're taking advantage, going through Ingram Spark, seeing the different things, and going through those lessons learned, and at the same time building a community the right way.
I love it. And what was the big thing you said she recently did?
Biggest thing she did is we decided we needed, one of the things in this life, you got to have a dumb, boring business. And that business, if that makes sense, because that business you can use to fund all these dream projects and everything. I've dumped in probably $50,000 into this passion project called Brown Boy Brown Girl and the nonprofit. And so over 7-10 years. And so I guess the point I'm making is that the cleaning business is going to generate the revenue that we need to support these other initiatives. And so Bob's Furniture was the first Fortune 500 company that she's landed. She's in talks with AT&T right now. You know, these conversations are not hard. You know, people, especially in the service industry, are you happy with your current service? You talk to the manager of the store, try to get to the buyer if you can. If you can't get to the buyer, then at a minimum, the manager can put you in contact. You show that you can speak the King's English and that you are going to provide the service better than what they're currently having. And there you go.
I love it. And, you know, thank you so much for sharing that, because like I said, hearing these things, it motivates the crap out of me, right? People think it is so hard. They think it takes a long time. Well, I'm sure it does take some time. How long would you say from the beginning of her journey? Because what she accomplished, guys, did not come just with this. I think it started back with that book journey, the first book she did. How long would you say the process has been that she's been doing all this stuff, type of work?
For Brown Boy, Brown Girl, it started in 2015. And so, you know, most successful new businesses take about 7 years. So I'd say, you know, but then she started the card business probably about 2 years before that. And so, you know, it's been a journey, but I mean, she's developed over time, just like I've developed over time.
Yes,
and
yes.
She's done it. I mean, like I said, you touch bases with, you go back 12 years. It's not two different people, but it's definitely the more that you can put in between your 2 years through forums like this and just learning and being willing to listen to people that know more than you, mentors, right? That's how you win.
Yeah. Be sure to tell your wife that Breakfast with Champions really likes her, and Stars Tina's a big fan, even though I've never met her. And I just want to say, guys, it's the mindset, right? It's not what she is today. It's what she's been building and developing all these years. You know, he said 2015, but I'm sure it was even before then, which makes me think, again, going back to trainer gains. My daughter is 33 years old, and I have been drilling into her head since she was a child, you know, you can do anything. So when she did her, you know, they do interviews for the participants. And she said one of the major reasons why she did this was so little brown girls and brown boys can see her and say, hey, if she can do this, I know I can do this, right? The very first obstacle they had to do, and when you watch it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, they're in Africa, Mauritius, and they had to swim out and swim 2 miles and swim back through the currents, through the seaweeds. Now, my daughter loves swimming. She does surfing, because when they were kids, I was a single mom. I didn't have that much money. If you live in Jersey, there's Sandy Hook. And in Jersey, you have to pay to go to the beach, but you could get a summer pass where you pay $50 for the summer pass. So I did that every single summer. Every Sunday, we went to the beach. It didn't cost me anything, right? Did we bring food? I guess we bought food. Probably not. I don't know. But every single Sunday, we would go to the beach. That's why she loves swimming so much, right? On this particular obstacle, and this is where her loving heart goes, you know, comes into play. She loves surfing. Like I said, she's a fish. And what they had to do was they had a they had a surfboard, and they had to paddle out 2 miles and then paddle back. And a lot of the people never paddled before. And she says she's legit teaching people how to do it, right? How to set up their paddles. Like, make sure you're on the back, make sure you do this. And she's like, she forgot she was in a competition because she's so used to helping people, right? And my point is, you have to have that why that's super, super big. So don't stop. I'm going to wrap up my 3 tips because I want to hear from you guys even more if you want. We're talking about manifestation, law of attraction, going through those hard things. The first thing I talked about, manifestation requires maintenance. What's maintenance? Maintenance is doing the work, getting up early, exercising, eating clean, right? It may sound really simple, and I really am sick and tired of people saying, I'm going to start on Monday. Oh, I messed up today. It's a lifestyle, my friends. A lifestyle, an 80-20 rule, right? And you're not doing it for anyone else except for yourself. Okay, maybe you want to leave a legacy behind for your children, for your grandchildren, right? But it's that simple. The maintenance comes and then it becomes automatic after a while, right? The second thing we talked about today is energy matches outcome. If you ever meet me, my energy is super high, unless it's really late at night. If it's really late, my energy starts to come down because I get tired, right? But my energy is contagious, and I only really like to be around people that have that same energy. If they don't, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Right. But your goals, your dreams, we've been doing something in my group, and I wanted to do it with you guys. Good morning, Ramon. And good morning, Portia. Good to see you guys. Something I've been doing, and it's called writing a letter to yourself in the present tense, a perfect day in your life. And this was an exercise I gave to everyone. And it really teaches you how you can stretch your mind, stretch your thoughts, right? And if you close your eyes and you do this, it's going to feel so good. I do this often. And one time I did it. And when I opened my eyes, I was very upset. I was upset because I didn't see the ocean outside my big window. I didn't see the beautiful white fluffy carpet. I didn't see the jacuzzi on the other side of the bedroom, right? That's how real it is. And when I did this exercise with some of my team, I was a little shocked at how small a lot of the people were thinking. And I think sometimes we have to dare to dream, right? And be specific. You have to be super, super, super specific about what you want, why you want it, right? If you say, oh, I want $10,000. Okay, so why do you want it? Do you want it to go shopping? Do you want to start a school? What is the purpose of that? So doing the perfect day in a life exercise was absolutely game changing for some people because it made them think, wow, I can actually do these things. That was the second tip. Energy matches outcome. And the last one, don't stop when you're ready to quit. Don't stop. So look at what someone else has done and just kind of grab their energy with that right there. With that being said, as I mentioned, the end of this month, we have an in-person and virtual event. It's a health and wellness event. And I'm just expanding on the final part of our vision board for Q1 because I found for me, I need more and more and more clarity. And why not put a little bit of movement into it, right? So here in my studio, we do trauma-informed yoga classes. That is something that goes super, super deep into the heart, into the soul of who you are to pull out that trauma in your body so that you can live in abundance with everything that you do. I like to leave some space. If I said something that sparked a thought in your head and you want to talk about it, this is an opportunity for you to unmic, share your thoughts, share your comments.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. I tried to steal away.
Hey, girl, hey, that's my favorite girl, Health Wells. Woo-hoo.
Good morning. You guys, these strategies she's talking about, it works. I highly recommend you go to her YouTube channel. She has some samples already posted, and there's a trauma-informed yoga session. I play some of this for my students. She is helping kids who are not even in her own city. You guys, she has come to my school locations. I'm now in a new city, and I am so grateful. It really works. And my mentor says it works if you work it. So she provided this information. I highly recommend you guys, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. She didn't know I was going to say any of this. I'm telling you, I got some rough kids. She can attest to this. And if she has been able to get their attention and keep it and open up a whole new world for them to process some of the trauma that they're living in daily, I'm telling you, this will help change your life and just a whole nother way to approach and consider yoga, as well as all of the other tips that she has on her channel. It's some great information. Back to you, sis. I just wanted to
thank you, Health. And I want to come to your new school. Don't forget to invite me over there. I see Dr. E.P. McKnight.
Working it out.
All right, girlfriend. Dr. McKnight, I love your photo, girlfriend. Would you like to share anything with us? I don't even know if she came up. Let me put my glasses on so I can see what I'm talking about. By the way, the event at the end of the month, you see at the top, it's $20, but after today, it's going back to regular price because that was an error. Someone on mic, doctor, go for it.
I'm on the Stairmaster.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, on the Stairmaster.
I've learned so much today, Tina. Action, passion, all work together, and you have all of that. You're such an inspirational, and all of this leads to legacy. What we do for ourselves is really meant for others. It's all about the legacy. But the most profound thing that I got today is my bio. I never thought to put my bio in Clubhouse, and because of you, I thought, of course, it should be there. So thank you so much. I've added my bio, and I've learned so much in terms of the tips and how to move forward. But I just want to add one thing to everything. It's all about the legacy. What will others say that you did for them when you are gone? You know, we have a commitment not only to ourselves, but to others. And we take this knowledge, like people like yourself is giving us, and we pass it on. We just don't keep it to ourselves. We not only pass it on, we exemplify it in our actions, in our accomplishment. So I just want to say thank you, and I got to get back to my Stairmaster.
I love it. I love it. And if you guys hear, that's Dr. E.P. McKnight. She is an educator, a certified fitness trainer, a writer, a producer. She's got to mute herself, a psychologist, an actress. I got it. An actress. Oh, I got to go back to her name. Where'd it go? Where'd she go? Oh, I hope I didn't kick her out. I was reading her. Oh, there it is. Okay, boom. So as I was saying, we love these bios. If you don't have a bio, put in here. She's traveled worldwide with my one-person show. Ooh, I love that. I have worked on stage, television, and film. Recently produced my short film, A Dollar's Worth of Hope, for film festivals. Have a nonprofit called Nakia Imani Productions and edutainment company promoting unity and education in the community near and far. We also want to put a call to action in our bio, but she just put it up there today, right? Go back in. I probably got to review mine as well. Review your bio because we all have something that we can give to other people. With that being said, I am Tina, so excited to be here with Breakfast with Champions. Again, we are live. If you want to see the replays, go over to the YouTube channel. If you need insights or tips or anything, please tap in. I'm so super excited to have everyone here. Portia is next. We love Portia. I'm throwing the mic up in the air.